Okay, hello. Here we've got a lesson to follow on from the previous presentation devices lesson and presentation features, and this one is going to look at the other side of it, the language features, the ones that are sometimes confused with presentation features. So our aim today is to recognize when a writer uses language features, to be able to pick them out and to revise our understanding of how these features work. So to just go back over what we know, but to fix it in our minds. So that's the aim. Right, just to recap, they can be called a few things. Language features can be called a lot of things. You could call them language techniques, you could call them language devices, you could call them language features, which is what I'm going to try and stick with for today. Don't confuse them with presentation features or presentation techniques, organisational features or presentational devices. Here we can see, if you're thinking about language features or language techniques or language devices, I'm going to think about features. You've got things such as the metaphor, the simile, repetition, informal language, and a load more which we'll come to in a minute. And as it says, don't confuse them with presentation features, which are what we looked at last time, things like bold headings, pictures, text box, bullet points, and different fonts. So here are the language features we're going to look at today. There's quite a few of them, but we'll go through them one by one and try and identify them and clarify them. So if you spend a little bit of time looking at those, all the different sorts of ones that we know, we've all come across in the past, but we need to revise on them. So you've got things like the simile and the metaphor, which do a very same job, so a very similar sort of job, but they are different approaches to it. You've got the rule of three, direct address, exaggeration, imperatives, alliteration, rhetorical questions, which is a favourite because you just got to look for the question mark, exclamations, strong language, repetition, informal language, which can also be called colloquial language or slang, and the sound words, onomatopoeia, crash, bang, thump. Those sorts of things are all the ones we're going to cover today, so that we can see or revise or remind ourselves about what they're for. Now, language features are going to be important to people who are doing the reading exam and the writing exam, because in the reading exam they'll ask you to identify or pick out certain language features, and in the writing exam they'll expect you to be able to use some of those language features. So the familiarity with this is essential for whichever sort of exam or both exams.